Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome back to our broadcast of Let's Talk About It. I am your host. For those of you that may not know me, my name is Helen Artis-Armstrong. And on this broadcast, each week, we talk about issues that's going to help us to get to a better place mentally. Our journey to better mental health. Let's talk about it. On this week, our subject matter will be body dysmorphia. I know a lot of you probably never heard of that term, so you might want to look it up, but we're going to try to break it down and talk about it on today. Body dysmorphia is something that plagues thousands and thousands of people in the world, worldwide. It does not have a age or a gender. It can affect anybody at any time. Body dysmorphia. So let's talk about it. If I was to define it, we would say that it is a disorder in which you can't stop thinking about one or more perceived defects or flaws in your appearance, in your body. It's something that weighs on your mind about the things that display itself on your body, the outer part of your body, the physical outer part of your body, your face. Some people think about the arms, the legs. A lot of women think about the tummy area. If I could just do something about this tummy that is protruding and I can't get it to go down. Your behind, the butt. So it's a disorder that affects you when you are constantly thinking about those different body parts and you're dissatisfied to the point where it affects you on a daily level. Okay. We all know, or most of us know, someone that is affected by this disorder. The one that comes to my mind that's gonna give you that aha moment is Michael Jackson. Now, research suggests that he never formally had a diagnosis of body dysmorphia, but we can all remember the multiple surgeries that he had on his nose, to the point where his nose didn't even want to stay on his face because he had had it altered so many times. Um, the way he changed his skin color. He began to do things that changed his entire facial appearance because he was not satisfied with the way he looked. He perceived it to be something that it was not. A lot of times, people that are suffering with body dysmorphia will look into the mirror and they see something entirely different from what the person in the room, in the community, will see when they look at that person. So that person, let's use Michael Jackson again. He may have seen something that was ugly. He may have seen something that was flawed, but the world was looking at him like he was an icon, like he was one of the greats. And so we can look at his pictures and see over the years as he became famous and had the money to put into surgery, cosmetic surgeries, he began to alter himself, trying to fix what he felt like needed to be fixed. Ultimately, there's a lot of people that report how, I won't say bad that he was looking, but he looked like an entirely different person by the time he got to the place of his death because he was trying to fix a flaw that he perceived, as the definition says, something that he perceived was a defect. But that was not necessarily the case. Okay, how does body dysmorphia really look? If we were to try to isolate some of the symptoms, it will look like a person who is frequently examining their appearance in the mirror. You keep going back to the mirror, That's your daily thing. Looking at, if I could just, these arms, they're just way too big. They're just not shaped right. I just need to fix that. If I could only get some surgery, if I could only work out enough, lifting the weights to get them where they need to be, that you are fixated, that you are hyper focused on that area, that particular part of the body. Whereas, like, mentally, you're always thinking about that needs to be fixed. This dimple in my chin, I can't stand it. I got to keep, to the point where you're sitting. I got to hide this dimple when you're in public, when you're in social settings, where you're trying to cover these areas that you perceive are defects. In reality, it may be something that's appealing to the next person, but it's the way your mind translate what you see when you look in the mirror. Okay. Constantly comparing your appearance to other people. Well, if I could just get the booty that she has, everybody can't have that Nicki Minaj booty back there, and everybody don't want it. um, Not being satisfied with what you have, not being content with it, thinking that there's something wrong with the way that you are made up, seeing that it's a defect, like this is just all wrong. And there are some defects. There's some real defects that some people may have. You may have that cleft palate where, you need to get your mouth fixed or something like that. That's a medical issue. That's a whole nother thing. That's a defect that you're looking in the mirror and seeing, and everybody else is seeing as well. That's something that can be altered or fixed, but it's nothing that you are perceiving is there. Sometimes when a person is suffering with body dysmorphia, you're seeing something that nobody else sees. And so if you say, "Can't you see it? You see that spot on my face?" and nobody else can see it, that could be a red flag. You're saying, "Look at these arms. Can't you tell how bad they are? And they're just not shaped right and nobody else sees it." That could be a red flag that you're perceiving it and nobody else does. You might get that one person, yeah, on your bandwagon, but when the majority does not perceive that, that could be a red flag. When you continue, another symptom is seeking surgery options. Just always, you're looking it up, you're calling the doctors, and you don't even have the money a lot of times. Okay, you're trying to save up and put together the money and asking people in your family, your husband, your wife, about getting that money together for surgery options. That's one of the symptoms. That could be a red flag. Seeking verbal reassurance all the time. Well, look at it. Look at these arms. Can't you tell? Always bringing it up to people, and they're constantly telling you, "I don't see anything that's so horrible." You know, you're not supposed to be built like the next person. We're not supposed to look like the next person. We are individual people, and we are supposed to have our own makeup. If you don't have a twin, then there should not be another person that you're trying to, or that you do look exactly alike. Your legs are not going to look like the next person's legs. Your feet are not going to look like the next person's feet because they're yours. They're not theirs. And there is a difference. And so these are symptoms. I'm avoiding social events and avoiding photos because you think, well, this dimple, going back to the dimple on the face again, it looks so bad. And now I can't take a picture. It's not as though you had a chipped tooth. Again, that is something that is perceivable by the next person. Chipped tooth, rotten tooth, that. Other people notice that. That is something that is real and that is tangible. But to say, I have this issue here and I'm ashamed of it, and nobody else is able to see it and perceive it, that is a sign and a symptom. Excessive grooming, excessive grooming, always trying to not particularly wash it away, but always trying to moisturize it and trying to get the best de-wrinkling stuff. And then I don't mean on a daily routine type, um, taking care of my body, self care way. I mean, excessively. Just paying attention to those areas where you think are flawed, okay, where you perceive. And so those are some of the symptoms that to look for in body dysmorphia. Um, and it can get serious, okay? It can get serious. There's no known cause for body dysmorphia. Why does my mind perceive it this way? Why do I see myself like this? No real known cause for it, but there could be some reasoning behind it. One of the reasonings behind it, studies suggest that it could come from some type of childhood bullying, some type of teasing, some type of repetitious thing that you heard, even from your youth or even coming into your adulthood. Somebody made a comment one day and talked about, let's go back to the dimple. Look at that dimple on your face. Ew. And that could have triggered something in your mental capacity. You would say, you know what? Ew, that dimple makes my face look ugly. Like, oh, I don't like me because I have this on my face. And it could have been that one person 10 years ago. It could have been that one passerby because the next 1,000 people could think that dimple makes her face look so cute. It could have been that one bad relationship that you were in as an adult where they made a comment about your arms, intentionally trying to hurt you. And it could have triggered something in your mental capacity to have you thinking from there on, you know what? This is why I'm not attractive. This is why um, my relationship didn't work out right. Why I'm not in a good relationship because I have these big arms, because my butt is not like it need to be. This is why, um, you know, I'm not getting the attention that I need. And you'll begin to see yourself that way. And so those could be some triggers and some causes. Other things could be environmental factors, such as comparing yourself to the models you see on TV, comparing yourself to, other people that you're seeing, and, thinking, well, how attractive they are. And if I could just get my face as light complected as theirs, and if I could just go, well, a lot of brown people, black people, I'll say, think that they're too dark. If I could just get my skin tone lightened up. That was one of the things that Michael Jackson dealt with. And so no real known cause for it, but those are some things that could play a part in it. And so what if you have that friend? What if you have that person in your life that you feel like, they're suffering from body dysmorphia? So what can I do? Encourage them. Encourage them to see the truth of who they are. Speak to them on a positive level, in a positive way, to help them to accept who they are, to see the truth of who they are, that no, everybody doesn't have that dimple in the chin, but you do, and that's what makes you special. No, everybody's arms don't look and shape like that, but yours do, and that's what makes you special. That's what makes you unique. Give them those positive feedbacks and those affirmations that will help them along their journey. Ultimately, that is going to be very effective for you to put it in their ear gate where they are constantly hearing the positive, because in their mind, it's a negative, repetitious record that's going off every day, every day, every day. And this negativity it's feeding them, and it's causing them to have this negative outlook of themselves, this negative perception of themselves. Another coping strategy for that person, if it's you that is going through this, if this, you're listening to this today, and you're saying, you know what, I think that person is me. I think that's me that's going through this issue. What can I do for myself? Well, glad you asked. One of the things you can do is give yourself those daily, and I do mean daily, positive affirmations. You might even want to type it up, write it up, and post it on the wall somewhere where you're going through the room, or you're going to see it constantly on a refrigerator, on a mirror in the bathroom. Positive affirmations, things that you're going to say about yourself. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am uniquely made. Positive affirmations about yourself, speaking over yourself, and just encouraging you to accept you for who you are. Okay, that's very important. And another thing is abstain and walk away from alcohol and drugs. Those things can heighten your sense of negativity that you are kind of pouring into yourself. Those things can take you down that slope, okay, that downward hill, that downward path to self pity. Yep, I really do need uh, some help in this area. Yep, I really am ugly. I really do, need some work done surgically to myself for me to be a better person. Accept who you are. Love you like nobody else can. Okay. The alcohol and drugs is not going to help you to have those positive feedbacks and emotions about yourself. Leave it alone. It's not healthy for your body anyway. Okay. Train your mind to think positive and to have those positive evaluations of yourself. Train your mind. And so when you're having these daily affirmations, you're training your mind to say, yeah, that's right. I am cute. Yeah, I might have this dimple, but you know what? I'm still cute. I am working hard. I am taking care of business. I pay my own bills. You know, I am able to get up and go about myself without help. I'm physically fit. Somebody loves me, and I'm going to love me too. Those positive affirmations. I am beautiful inside and out. With this flaw that I see, I'm still beautiful. Positive affirmations. And increase your self care. Do those things for yourself. Exercise, eat healthy. And a lot of the things that we see as a deficit or a flaw could be rectified just by getting on those routines of good health, of exercise and eating better, and start a hobby. Start a hobby. Do something that's going to occupy your mind in a positive way. That's going to bring you out of that long, drawn out scenario that you go through daily of woe is me and how I'm not adequate enough and I'm not pretty enough and how, my body is not the way it needs to be to. Let me use this energy and this time to do something constructive. Start a hobby. Start sewing. Why not? Start making pajamas. Everybody loves those. Put together a puzzle. Crochet. Start a hobby. I don't care if it's rock collecting. There's some love in that too. Do something other than hyper focusing on what you perceive to be your deficit. It may get to the point where you need to see a therapist, and that's okay. I don't want you or anyone to be the one that feels like you have bottomed out if you got to go see a therapist. A therapist is just another person that's there to listen to you and without bias, okay? Without just being that person that, if you were to see a friend, sometimes they'll tell you what you want to hear, and they may tell you some things you don't want to hear. They'll feed into your emotion. Yeah, you really are ugly. You need something done. A therapist is going to be that person that's going to sit there, and she may be or he may be a mediator for you. He may be just that sound mind that you need to speak your heart to. A listening ear. Most of all, that's what a therapist is. It's a listening ear. Someone that's going to allow you to speak your heart. Okay, and to speak what you're going through and allow you to get that emotion out, because there could be a root cause to why you're feeling this way about yourself, why you seeing yourself this way. It could be that one incident that happened when you were a child, in your relationship, in your upbringing, in your community, in your family unit you're in. It could be that one thing that you heard on the job. Somebody has spoke something over you that triggered something in you negatively that you need to deal with, that you need to confront and find the truth of the matter. Okay, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made of God, the image of God. And so continue to just dive in and look into body dysmorphia a little bit more. If you find out that's you, then begin to deal with it. Don't sweep it under the rug. Um, and don't beat yourself up about it because it is what it is at the end of the day, okay? Deal with it. Find that therapist if that's what needs to be done and talk it out. Find out what you can do to help you to be a better you without these negative thoughts in your mind about who you are. Truly, Jesus is my saving grace through everything and every day in my walking life. And I just quoted a scripture for you. I didn't write one down today, but there is a scripture in the Bible that says that we are all fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of Jesus Christ. And just know that the way you are designed and the way that you are set up, you are uniquely you and you are beautiful just as you are. Whatever your skin complexion, whatever your body makeup, you are beautiful. You are you. Embrace you and love you like no one else can. And know that Miss Helen is over here praying for you and that I love you too. Okay? All right. Well, that's going to be it for this week. Y'all have a good one. And I'll see you on next week. Until then, bye bye. Oh, one last thing. Our website. Well, our email address. kboministries@yahoo.com. kboministries@yahoo.com. Thank you for all of you that have already sent in your comments. And for you that have not, feel free to do so. kboministries@yahoo.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Okay. Bye-bye.